Hello and welcome, I'm Mystical, this is Mystical Gaming. We're back in the Watcher Realms and we're going to take a break from doing the AMR stuff, and thank you for all the people who watched the video and gave it a thumbs up yesterday. Done really well, possibly one of my best videos going, so thank you very much for that. Now, I'm going to have a look at gear recommendations today. Now, where is it? How do we find it? What does it do? All that sort of good stuff. Right, so there are two ways you can find it that I know of. So when you're doing an auto battle, if you click on the auto battles, there's one up here. And if anyone's watching, please just push this out so it's recommendation and then settings on different lines. It's annoying. So there's one way to get to it. If you're not running your auto battle, the other way I know to get to it is come to your gear, go to the cell icon, and then I'm in the way, so just there is gear recommendations. So we can click on that and get to it. Now, it all seems quite a lot to do is to sort out all your gear, and that's always been the trouble with the game. Sorting out your gear is a bit of a nightmare, so I'm breaking it down into sort of like bite-sized chunks, and hopefully that's a bit easier for people. So the first thing I'm going to do is have a look where I am in the game. So it doesn't really matter where you are or what you're doing, but for me at the moment I am doing Bolt in the Sands. That's what's on at the moment. That's the trial on, so I am having a look at that. Now, when I have a look at it, these are the gear sets I can get. So I'm going to start with those gear sets. They're the ones I'm going to have a look at first, and then we'll go on from there. So I'm just going to do the first couple. So we just do the Invigoration set, the T2 ones, and the Aegis Wrath set. We'll have a look at how we set up settings for those and the sort of things I'm looking for. Now, as we jump into it, it's very personal over where you are in the game and the gear you are looking for. So my advice would be not to copy anyone else's, really, and to make your own up. It's not that hard. So you can manage ban. You can export your plan, so you can go export your plan here once you've made some customized changes, apparently. And then you can import a plan and someone will put a plan up, and then you can put the code in there, and then you'll have their plan to actually look at. So you can do that, but I would advise against it. I think this is personal to you, so you should set up what you want and your requirements. You know the bits of gear you're missing, or the little sets that you want to work at, or that sort of thing. So it's very much down to you, and then once you've got an understanding of it, you know how to tweak it and change it as you progress through the game. So I do think it's important to get a grip of it. So the first thing we're going to do is come up to the bin thing here, and we will get rid of these 3-piece items on the side here. I'm only getting rid of the 3-piece ones because I'm only looking at 3-piece sets at the moment, so I may as well delete those. Right, let's delete that. That's that done. Now, going to make up a rule. What am I making up a rule for? Well, the first set I'm going to have a look at is the Invigoration set. So I get to type in a name. Invig, that's the set I'm going to have a look at. Nice and simple. I'm not overly complicating the name, and I select the set that I'm looking at, and in this case, Invigoration. Now, what do I want from my Invigoration set? I'm mostly going to be placing that on my healers. So my healers are attack based. So I'm going to have attack based healers. That's what I want. And then what do I want as the substat? See up here it says select the required primary attribute. So I want attack percentage as the primary attribute on my Invigoration set. Now, select the required secondary attributes. Well, if I've got attack percentage, what else am I looking for? I would like flat attack as well. So particularly if I'm doing up like a Dolores or something like that, I would like flat attack on it. Anything else I would like as I come across here? Well, no. Rage regen, maybe I'd like that. Healing effect, maybe I'd like that. Attack speed, maybe I'd like that. Now, they're the other substats that I would like on it. Now, how many of them do I expect to get? Now, for me, where I am in the game on my global account, I would select 2. I want 2 of these substats, and when it gives me the thumbs up, I'll go and have a look at it. And then I may or may not roll it up, depending on how it is. If it's got attack speed and healing effect, I would probably roll it up, and if it hasn't got attack, I then wouldn't put it on a Dolores, or for example, because Dolores, you want all that attack. However, if it comes up with attack percent, flat attack and attack speed, if the Dolores has probably got attack and a flat attack on, I may not put the one with attack speed on because she doesn't benefit from it. So this is what I would want. So for my Invigoration set, that's what I want. And then if I scroll all the way down to the bottom, among the above gear pieces, those attributes plus primary stat and 2 of the secondary stats will be marked with a recommended thumbs up. Brilliant. That's what we're after. So I'm going to OK that. And then once I OK it, it will give me up a rule. Rule created. There we go. Invig rule. Now I can add another rule. And my issue is that not all of my healers are attack based. So I make up a new set, Invig HP. And this time I'm going to have a look for an Invig set. I want HP percentage on it. I want flat HP, I want rage regen, I want heal effect, I want attack speed, I want 2 of those substats, and there we go. I can OK that rule as well. So I've now got, in looking for 2 lots of Invig sets for me. I've got one I've got one over on the right here that's Invig HP, and I've got one over on the right here that just says Invig. Now if I click on here, I can just come up here and I can change this to attack. So I can have Invig attack, and now I've got Invig HP, so you can slightly edit them as you go as well. In fact, you can completely edit them as you go. So once I've achieved everything I want, and as I progress further into the game, I might come in here and I will click edit, and then I'll go, well actually now I want 3 of those substats. So it's nice and easy once you set it up to sort of look at where you are and adjust it. Now we're going to add some rules up again, and I want Wrath piece. So I'm going to put my title there. I want Wrath. I'm going to have a look at my Ageless Wrath pieces. Now what do I want as a main stat for these? Well, I want attack percentage and I want crit damage. Substats, I want crit rate. Definitely want that, because I do like crit rate on all my stuff. I don't generally save the crit rate main stat pieces. Substat wise, well, if I've got attack percentage as the main stat and then crit rate, I will want crit damage. If it goes the other way and I have crit damage, I want crit rate and I want attack percentage. That's what I want. Now what do I want as a substat after that? There's a couple of things I may want. I may want attack speed, for example. I may want rage regen, or I may want flat attack. Now of that I can say, well, I want 2, or do I want 3 of those substats? Well, I'm going to say I want 2, for example. So at the moment I'm going to take 2, and then when it thumbs up I'll have a check of those items to see if they're any good for me. I can OK that as well, and that is another rule created for me. Now when I sit back and think about it, I think, well actually that's not all I want from my substats. So when I sit back and look at it, I think, well actually this may not be all I want. I need to go in and edit this. So in my Wrath set, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to edit that, because I don't just want Ageless Wrath. I'm going to also have a look for Night Terror, and I'm going to OK that as well. So now it's Ageless Wrath or Night Terror comes up with any of these substats, it will give me the thumbs up. When I come down to my Invigoration set, I can now edit that and select the other set as well that I want. And then as I come down to my last Invigoration set, I'm going to edit that. I'm going to select the other set that I want, and I'm going to OK that. Now, why did I select these other sets? Well, for those of you who are quick-witted and you already know the answer to this, and for those of you who don't, if we come over here, we can also ascend this gear to be an Invigoration set. So we're looking for set pieces that have the same attributes that you'd want on your ascended item. So you know that the pieces that you're going to want to get to ascend will also be categorized as the same pieces. So we've got one for the set there, and we've got one for the Night Terror set there, and there we go. So we're looking out for either of those sets. And I probably need to do some ascending of gear at some point as well, actually, so I should really get onto that. Now, that is pretty much it done. You can go through the rest of your sets on here, have a look where you are, and just have a look at which ones you want to do. So if I want to do the next couple of sets, so there's a Night Terror stick set. How much of that do I want? What am I looking for? The sets and the stats that I want with it. It can't be ascended, so it probably becomes less of an option, or it does for me, than the Night Terror bit, which can be ascended. So I'm aware of that. Now there are some more niche sets. Glacier set, there's more of a niche set there. The sort of items that you're looking for, if you're just building up 1 or 2 champions with that, you may want to look for. It may be quite precise. And the same goes again with the Guardian set. Depending on where you are in the game, you might want lots of Guardian pieces, or if you're pushing on in your gear dungeons and you're looking at the new tier 3 sets that are coming out, or have come out, you may want less items of it. So you can adjust what you want from this as well. So I would now go through and then I would just quickly do up rules for those bits of kit that I'm looking for. So I won't be doing anything with regards to the vault and sands for the next couple of days. But in 2 days and 19 hours, the Vault of the Sands ends. Now, there's a couple of things we need to know. So now we've made our first set of rules up, we can come over to sell, and I'll be doing this when the Vault of the Sands ends. We'll come over here, we can start selecting our gear. So I will select, for example, I'll select my Invigoration, my Ageless Wrath sets, and over here we've got the thumbs up and all the stuff that hasn't got a thumbs up on it. So we can go through all of this stuff and just select everything here that doesn't have a thumbs up on it. There's something with a thumbs up on. Do I want to keep this Wrath set? I have got attack percentage, I've got crit rate, I've got flat attack, I've got attack speed. I would roll it up. So I'll have a quick roll up of that, see how it goes, and then I will look at just selling all my gear that doesn't now have my thumbs up on it. Very nice system, and it doesn't mean that I am spending this one here has come up with the other substats on it. So it's got a flat attack, it's got rage regen, there's no crit rate on there, so I will probably get rid of it anyway, and the same for that piece. I can quite happily just go through them and see which bits I want to keep and which bits I don't. Now once I've gone through those two pieces, I might then decide, well actually I'm going to go through and I may be a little more strict or stern over the pieces I keep here, because I've then got to ascend them, so that's more resources I'm going to have to invest in them. So I may be a little bit more strict on how I roll them up, but also I can look at the other pieces that have rolled up that I have collected from the sets and see which pieces I'm missing. So if I'm only missing, for example, a ring at the end, then I may be less severe on the rings, for example, than I would be for amulets and bangles, that sort of thing. So you can test and adjust with this, how you're going. Really good little system it's got, absolutely fantastic. So we can jump back into this, and I might, for Invigoration set, for example, well, I might go, well, actually, that's not the only thing I want. I want to keep pieces with attack speed as well, because I like my healers to go relatively fast. So I also wish to keep anything with attack speed, and you can just go in there and edit them. So it's worth checking the gear that you've got to think, well, would I normally keep that? Would I not? Especially the first couple of rotations through. So you get used to it and looking at your gear so you know which ones you want to keep. And that's it, it's all saved for us. And then as we go on to probably gear raid 3 would be the next one, and then possibly artifact material raid, there'd be a break there, won't there? And then it would go on to gear raid 1. And by the time gear raid 1's done, in 2 weeks time, whatever it is, you'd have had all your gear sorted and it would be precise for you. And it will only need a little tweaking to keep on top of it, but that would be gear that you want. And when you look at a guide, or you're looking at building a champion, you think I need that, what you can do is nip in and go, well actually I need a set for, you can even name the title Hex's Bangle or whatever, if that's precise piece you're after, and put in the stats that you want for it, and then you'll know when it comes up what you want. Now the other thing that's also come up with regards to this, so when you've made up your plans, so at least your first couple of times you've done your first runs, you can open up the ticked off window for the background fight details. You can see all the details of your fights here. So this is everything that's now got a thumbs up icon from it, from what we set up or from what I've set up. Then I can just go to sell and I can sell them all, or I can actually just have a quick look at the items anyway. Now I don't have to sell the items straight away. The ones that have got a thumbs up, I can go and have a look at them. I can think, oh, crit damage, that's actually got no crit rate on it as well, so I don't want it. This one, it's got attack bonus, it's got attack and it's got crit rate for me, so I may want to keep that. So what I'm going to do is I'll enchant that straight up to 8 and have a quick look at it, see how it goes. It's gone terribly, so that's going straight in the bin as well, but I can do that coming down here as well. No crit rate on it, no crit rate on it, so I don't actually want any of those items at all. So I can just quickly do that, and then I can click off the other items as well, and I can sell the lot. And that is nice and easy for me. So the only things I will eventually have left in my inventory are bits that I want to roll up. They'll be rolled up to level 8, for example, and then when Tells the Smith comes along, I would then boost them up to level 16 to see what they're like, and that's about it. Right, thank you very much for your time. This has been a little guide into making up your own rules. I know plenty of people out there, and if you want to take a shortcut, by all means grab someone else's settings and go for that. But I just think you should make your own up, because it's quite personal about the bits of kit you want to keep, and it's not overly hard. Or if you want, take someone else's settings, then modify it and make your own up out of that. All right, thank you very much for your time. I'll see you in a video again soon. In fact, tomorrow, aren't we? We're all summoning tomorrow, going mad for summons. So we'll do that tomorrow. Right, thank you very much for your time. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks very much. Bye.